Resilience to me during those challenging times was definitely knowing your neighbors, exchanging information to find resources.
It's a pandemic. We're going through this live. It scared a lot of people and it provoked a lot of emotions and feelings in people.
People started working together and helping one another, and I think that's what allowed us to overcome it.
Working for La Familia has really opened my eyes to resources that I didn't know were there, and it's really fulfilling to share those resources with people who really need them in the community.
La Familia is really a full-service shop, from behavioral health to workforce development, also community health services.
We started as a testing team that naturally evolved into adding vaccination services. We became a mass COVID vaccination site.
As it evolved, we ended up getting what we call our street medicine vans.
You're not pausing on life, we're meeting you at your convenience. We're completely ready with our own power source, our own team. I mean, it could be in the middle of a field and we'll be able to rock and roll.
It was fulfilling being able to be out there, offering the services to the community and knowing you're making a difference even though, you're on the front lines and it can be really dangerous.
We started doing testing in Oakland. That's when we started pivoting and working with Street Level Health Project, Homies Empowerment, Tribe, East Oakland Collective, Unity Council. I think the strength was in the partnership because we learned from each other and we also supported each other.
Homies Empowerment was doing the food distribution. So there was always long lines, all the way down the block.
If they're asking questions, we give them the data that they need, outreach to them and vaccinate them at their convenience, and then off we go.
It's still important to continue this work. People are still struggling.
Whether it's the city of Oakland, whether it's the county, the key is that they continue to support these types of partnerships because these partnerships create change.
Cuando empezó la pandemia, se perdió trabajo. Como todo mundo nos agarra desprevenidos, nunca habíamos experimentado algo así, pues nos quedamos en shock.
Day laborers are waiting out for work because the only way that they're able to find economic opportunities is at that street corner. Every day they're fighting to survive. Our outreach workers would go to the street corners 3 times a week to provide a meal, some snacks, but with that, building the relationship with them.
Street labor iba demasiado. Nos daban agua, cafecito, pan, frutas. Comenzaron a invitar para aquí la organización de venir por ayuda. Uno se adapta o sobresale o se reinventa a salir adelante. Muchas personas que hicieron comida para vender, simplemente busqué la manera de salir adelante.
In the last decade, we've seen the growth of the Maya Mom indigenous Guatemalan community. We estimate over 60% of the day labor community now is Maya Mom speaking. It was really key to bring outreach workers that were from the community.
Ikhach lokan tinto ekhon kulakshal noktibi te COVID ngo ashqe qalta tum chol qaquya at bakuna nokkot tsalo.
Hola, tenemos información sobre un evento.
Más que qat ni nemqu yamin el ni te diolmos anton hatson khaway iksh chiyol wechech. Ayer tocó más que traducción, pues achten o algo diolmos o de esta organización lo como a mí me tzackan titchelein titzalot recibir qaqshal ikschen tishtet atlatugin la tugi macheton iksh qaqquilo qaqtiq comunidad namjitsala khway como khaj machitsahu on taqaway weten comunidad.
We had our first mobile vaccine at the Walgreens at Fruitvale and Foothill, and a lot of the day laborers were able to access it. That's when our new partners, La Familia, came into the picture, in which they were the vaccinators. So we like to say that we really cemented that as a model, working with the public health department. After that, it's just history because we said, we're just gonna continue to do this monthly, and here we are today.
We made a decision to defy the order to shut down. We had no idea that 50 people would turn into almost 450 people standing in line every Tuesday for radical distribution of food. We weren't ready for that, but we got ourselves ready.
So I was really in contact with the community, and I was able to do face-to-face communication. I got to hear of people sharing their gratitude for what we were doing and the other needs that they had.
It's a particular section of our community in East Oakland that oftentimes get forgotten. They don't speak one language, they speak multiple languages.
Estamos ayudando a todo clase de personas. Nunca hemos parado de dar comida durante la pandemia, el calor, baja la lluvia, en todo momento siempre estamos ofreciendo a la comunidad.
We got hygiene stuff, fresh fruit, we got sleeping bags, tarps, you name it.
I think Homies is really important to like the growth of the 40 by 40, which is like between Fruitvale and San Leandro and between both of the highways. I feel like that area needs help, support, and guidance, and I think we're here to do all those things.
We were able to open up a farm where we're learning to grow for ourselves and then take care of each other. It's a farm that didn't have water for 2 years, and so now that farm is feeding the community.
We have water now, running water at the farm, and that's a huge, huge deal. For a really long time, we had to load the water up at another location, drive it over here, drop it off, and then pump it out to a whole bunch of different tanks, and then use those tanks gravity fed. As soon as we got water, all of our attitudes changed. We all started projects that day.
We turn our farm into a pumpkin patch, and kids come to an area of East Oakland that's really tough, that's riddled with a lot of challenges, and everyone's laughing and having a good time. So we create moments for joy, for community, for laughter, and for radical redistribution.
We're shifting more and more towards implementing education, helping especially youths learn about the world around them, how they can give back.
And last year we opened our own independent high school. And there'll be new dreams to come.
Are y'all thankful today? Yeah! Are you grateful today? If you are a returning volunteer, a new volunteer, we're so grateful to have you here.
EOC went from 0 to 100 at the height of the pandemic. We were working every day to address some of the inequities that the pandemic caused. Before, we were just focused on the unhoused, but we expanded to serve low-income seniors, veterans, youth, you name it.
Me encanta que dan comida caliente y que es para todas las personas. No preguntan nada.
Puedes ofrecer comida, pero no calidad. Entonces, vegetales frescos, comida fresca, es comida que necesita la gente.
What moves me is when someone said, hey, that meal was the only thing I ate today. I only wait for your food because I know your food is quality. You guys serve with a smile, you serve with love, you serve with spirit. Being a Black-led organization, we really have been looking for how we can engage with our Latinx brothers and sisters.
East Oakland ha hecho mucho durante la pandemia y todavía continúa ofreciendo mascarillas, toallitas y supplies de limpieza. Fue cuando estaba en la calle trabajando y que las personas no querían hablar. Nosotros fuimos muy persistentes y les decíamos, esto es real y está pasando.
I really like the way the county encouraged us to be creative with our engagement strategies, to really educate people about, COVID-19.
Somos el puente de entre las organizaciones, los servicios de salud y la comunidad. Mucha gente, hubo muchas pérdidas de familiares, de amigos, el trabajo, la vivienda. Servíamos a veces como consejeras para escuchar las historias de ellos y cómo con palabras podíamos darles ánimos, con recursos también.
We don't want to see people in our food lines for the rest of their lives, our lives. I really believe in getting money from the powers that be and bringing that money back into the community. We're going to fight for what we need. We're going to take our communities back.